job is always causing stress. All I ever do is work, I don't get no rest. I know Thursday night is on the way. Down in troubled waters, Mike's where the bay. Pour me a drunk donkey IPA. Let that magic mango chase my blues away. I know that I'll be among my friends. Mike's where the page goes live again. There we go. Well, I ran into a friend uptown. Said that things were bad and he was feeling down. I told him Thursday's on the way. Leave me in troubled waters, Mike's where the page. We'll be pouring drunk donkey IPA. Let that magic mango chase our blues away. We know that we'll be among our friends. Little Mike's where the page goes live again. There we go.
All right, what's up, everybody? Good morning. TGIF, man, we're jamming to some snow. It was 46 degrees this morning. What's up with that? It's 62 still on Oldsmar here. Kind of surprised. The cool weather's coming tonight. A little bit cooler tonight. Wasn't expecting 48 this morning. Cold front finally passed through, and current satellite above me shows a little bit of clouds in South Florida, but that's it. So we are in a stagnant weather pattern now for a little bit. So that's good news. No severe thunderstorms for a while. Just big rains out west. So it is Friday. Felicia's going to the RV show. We love RVs. We had two pull behinds. First one, oh my God, everything that broke could have broke on it. You have to be very handy owning any travel trailer or RV. I'm warning you now. You have to be able to fix stuff. Keep tools handy. Duct tape, black tape, shoe goo, which is like silicone, tie straps. There's always going to be stuff breaking. I don't care if you buy $1 million or $10,000. So all y'all that saw the puppy this morning and you guessed Hunter, guess what? You're right. That was little Hunter this morning. Of course, he's going to start snorting now. That's how he purrs. That's what he does when he's excited. But he's doing a lot better, which is good. Let's say some highs to some folks before we talk about a little bit of weather. Good morning, Mary Carol. Good morning, Kitchen. Good morning, Katie. Good morning, Julie. Bubblegum. Never used bubblegum. What's up, Mr. Eric? Rays will be starting up soon. Playing over at Disney World, I heard, right? Yeah, Corrine, I figured out most of our camping trips have been the first day me fixing something. Very frustrating. And if you ever have to go to warranty or back to the dealer, it's a nightmare. First you got to get an appointment, then they got to get it authorized, then they got to get the parts, and then they got to get you in. It turns into a 6-month ordeal to fix a toilet, so it's better to do it yourself. So we're streaming live. This is our Daily Brew weather show. We talk, obviously, really hot and heavy during the tropics, but we do go live a few days a week here in the wintertime. And We appreciate you tuning in, and we're going to talk about the big rain out west. And Tropicana, Eric. I didn't know that. Pam Hunter. Pam's got your last name. What's up, Mr. Bill Barber, Mike E., Pam Rogers, Richard over there, and candy for ya. But anyway, we like to chit-chat weather. We're going to talk about some interesting stuff going on. Our Daily Brew is brought to you by our good friends at ABC Fine Wines and Spirits. I'm very excited to be heading over there to Orlando Monday to be putting on a presentation for a couple hundred folks from ABC. We're going to be talking weather. And I love doing my little presentation, so I'm getting to head over there Monday and chat with all of them, little weather presentation about hurricanes. I changed it up a lot just to focus on Florida since ABC is based out of Florida. So that's some fun stuff coming up over there. And I guess Monday night we got a little party with some of the big dogs in the alcohol industry. Oh boy. Maybe we'll land a new sponsorship from JB or JD. That would be interesting, huh? Never know. So the big weather story is out west. Morning, Alexis. Good morning, David Berryhill. How was the temperatures in Carolinas? Hey, Judith from Arkansas. I got a good buddy that lives in Fort Smith, Arkansas. His name's Brian Shoemate. What's up, Vicky Hill? Mr. Chris, Scott. But this is the big story. You can see the big swirl out there in the Pacific. We're going to talk about that. There's really no severe weather for a few days. Cool weather tonight. We're going to show you all that. Kind of interesting, though, to see this back-to-back atmospheric river, they call it. And, Monday night is a big championship game. That ought to be very entertaining. The underdog versus the big dog. All right, we'll put you down, buddy. You're doing so good, Hunter. He he did a 180 a couple days ago. He was really having a hard time breathing, and he got a allergy shot, and came home, and he's so much better. So this is amazing. Definitely got allergies. We got to figure out what the heck's going on. So what's the temperature like for you guys? 27 Rodrigo? My goodness. Nice weather. My desk is weird. Look at this. I got a toothpick. I found out I have one crown and it broke. Just a little piece of it broke. And it made a gap in the back of my mouth that food gets stuck in. It is the most annoying thing on the planet. Emily says I'm always picking my teeth. Well, I probably am because I can feel it, and it's driving me bonkers. So they're actually going to fix it for me. But until then, I got to have toothpicks or not eat. That's a great diet plan. Fire Fitness AM. That sounds cool, Miss Katie. All right, well, let's just talk about this real quick. I posted this morning. So the big story right now, obviously, look at this. So when you wake up in the morning, you go to Mike's weather page. You see this first graphic. No watches in effect. This is always good. That means there's nothing serious going on. And you look at this graphic. No thunderstorms forecast for today anywhere in the United States. I don't know the last time I've seen that. Not even light green. There's not one thunderstorm expected today. Very rare. And this stays around. Day 2. We got a little bit down the south. There's some rain maybe coming upper Gulf region tomorrow over the weekend. A little bit. Some rain coming in. It's going to linger around day 3. But that's it. Of course, day 4, they're not really discussing much. Late next week, maybe. But anyway, that's, that would be around the plains anyways. I don't know. So that's it. Quiet weather. But then you look at the rain map. This is what we're going to be talking about here. So they call it the Pineapple Express. So look at California, a little bit into Oregon, and some into Washington. Incredible. to 15 inches of rain possible. Like, this is serious. Like, they have evacuations out west. I don't know if you saw the videos of the piers and some of the famous landmarks over out in the water got destroyed by the waves yesterday. I mean, it was like a hurricane in the Pacific crashing along the coast. So that's some heavy rain. We're talking 7 to 10 to 15 inches of rain in the next 5 days, and this precipitation here is along the mountains, which is good. The mountain rains are good because it drains down into lakes and stuff. But this water ends up mainly back into the ocean. But the mountain rains are good, which is snow. It's 5 day. Here's your 5 day rain map for down in coastal areas northward here. You probably heard me almost say Carolinas, and I got really quick and I said coastal. I did almost say Carolina, but I covered it up with coastal. Anyway, that's a lot of rain. So that's a big story for them out there. Serious story. You know, flood risk Northern California and Oregon today. So that's pretty rare. And what it looks like is this. This is, let's see if I can zoom in on this one. No, this one won't let me zoom in. But this is California. You can kind of see it right here. This is California right here. So this is that tail. And that's what brings in the moisture. And there's your low way up here spinning. So it's the same thing as you see in the Atlantic side. It just, and here's Hawaii. So you might sometimes hear the phrase Pineapple Express. Well, that's because pineapples in Hawaii express all the way to the western United States, California. So if you heard of Pineapple Express, it's because the rains are all the way down into Hawaii, kicking towards the west coast. So there's old Gilligan. Who remembers Gilligan? I love Gilligan. Oh God, Mike E. I hope you didn't see me. Was I walking around barefoot with my leaf blower the other night? I don't remember that one. I think I fell asleep with the phone died on me. That's pretty lonely. It's like the old George Thorogood song, I Drink Alone. I TikTok alone. That's pretty bad when, all my rowdy friends have settled down and I have nobody to hang out with, so then I go on TikTok and... So, Bill Barber cruise question. Volunteer sign up to scrub the ship. Who's excited about our cruise? I can't believe it. But anyway, there you go. All right, so that's that. Let's look at some long-range stuff. I pulled this one up. This is a precipitable water map. This just kind of gives you the idea that we got this one coming in tonight, another round. This is, you can see the spin. This is the moisture in the air. And there's another one coming in, just relentless. This is next Sunday, Monday. The greens and the yellows are heavy rain. Then another round middle next week. So it's just, and then there might be another one after that. So it's just pounding after pounding after pounding of rains out west. So that's a big deal. I know we got a couple people out there. But as far as the weather goes, I'm telling you, it's very rare to see nothing cooking. We got cold temperatures tonight, which is nice. Current wind chills here is a great site, mesonet.org. But they have a really good wind chill map. I don't know if the front's made it down to the Keys yet. We can take a look at that. I like to look at the water vapor loop because the water vapor loop really is cool. It'll show you exactly where the frontal line is, and we can see that. Oh, there she is. Let's pull this one up. This one's kind of neat. Let's pull this one up. This is a great map. Let's just leave this up here. So there's our frontal line. We got a little bit of lingering clouds. So the reds and the orange, or the oranges and the oranges and yellows are dry air. That's a lot of dry air. So if you go outside, sing a little Leonard Skinner, where the skies are so blue, and enjoy it. Tomorrow's going to be a nice day. A little bit of rain. We got any rain on the radar? Let's take a look. Anybody down in South Florida getting any? Rain, that is. Oh, God. I got some exciting news. I wish I could share, but I'm waiting until it's 100% official. Oh, I don't know if that's ground clutter or not. I hate these morning low cloud kind of tricks the radar. Sometimes, believe it or not, they're birds. Let's see what we got here. South. There's really nothing. So that's what I thought. There's just nothing. So even though we got some clouds down south, there's really no moisture. That's pretty good. Let's look at 24-hour rains coming up. Just for fun. I always like to look at this one. We'll see who's getting what through tomorrow. Then we'll see how cool it's going to get tonight. Kind of do your little weekend forecast here. So here's your 24-hour precip. And as we get into 12Z, no, nothing's showing up. All right, let's try a different map. Sometimes that map doesn't load very good. So let's go to WPC. Let's take a look at, we'll just look at the whole U.S. and look at 24 precip. All right, so here's the rains for today. Obviously out west, but that's your rains through today. Pretty dry. A little bit out west, a little bit of northeast. That could be snow. Let's take a look at your rains for tomorrow. Here's tomorrow, pretty much through tomorrow night. So Saturday morning, Saturday night. So there you go. There's this little bit of energy shooting up, frontal line, weak frontal line, and there's your rains tomorrow. So it is going to be rainy, unfortunately, for some folks there across Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, into Tennessee. So there's your Saturday rains. Bummer, right? There's our heavy rains out west again. So they got 2 days of pounding rains out west. So there you go. Bad news for making plans tomorrow, Saturday. This is your rainfall. And then on Sunday, about the same. It just lingers. So unfortunately, this little northeast diagonal stretch here from southeast Texas is going to be lingering for 2 days. And that's about it for the weather world. Hunter's walking around like he just did something he wasn't supposed to do. Here it is. This is the GFS on Tropical Tidbits. You can just see it kind of linger through the Saturday and Sunday. And that's it. Maybe a little pop and rain Monday, Tuesday across Florida, maybe. Nope. See, I don't know. You can't really show too much. Yeah, not really. There's really nothing showing up. Next Friday the 13th. Ooh, Friday the 13th. Boo. Looks like there could be a line next Friday. So we could get our next little stormy line in the next week, it looks like. Shooting through the south here. And it's showing up on the Canadian too. Kind of heavy on the Canadian. All right, well, there you go. So maybe next Friday, in the next week, 7 days from now, this could be our next little area. We get a classic little frontal line pushing through. Kind of showing up. That might be what's next. We always like to look at what's next. So let's just take a look. Here we go. There's next Friday on the GFS. Next Friday on the Euro. And next Friday on the Canadian. So there you go. 540 line is way north. So it doesn't look like we're going to have much precip with this at all. Snowfall is not happening anytime soon. Temperatures tonight, let's take a look at that. That'll be kind of fun. Southeast temperatures for tonight is going to dip down about the same as it was this morning. This is tonight's temperatures. We got 30s across the northern Florida. 50s down to Fort Myers, 48 in Tampa, 49 in Orlando tonight. We got 55 in New Orleans. Nothing too extreme. Got some freezing temps maybe in the mountains, dipping down into North Georgia a little bit. That's tonight, and tomorrow morning. And then on Sunday, a little warm up. Let's see if that next weekend front pops into play. Well, look at these temperatures. They linger. So, one thing's for sure. This is interesting, right? We're going to remain at least in the 50s down south through the week. Here's Sunday morning, Monday morning, there's anything blues in the 50s. Tuesday morning, a little more 40s down in the south. Wednesday morning, Thursday. So look at that. We're going to have cool weather kind of stick around. High temperatures. Let's see the high temperatures for tomorrow. Nothing's going to hit 80s across anybody, it looks like. Tomorrow, 60s for highs from Interstate 4 northward. That's pretty nice, right? High temperatures in the 60s. Peace and love. Sunday, high temps. A little warm up. We might hit some 80s down south. Monday, about the same. Highs of 70s. Look at that. Other than South Florida, we're not going to hit 80s anymore for a while. Here's Tuesday. Back down to 70s all the way down south to Florida again. Highs of 60s and 70s across the south on Wednesday. Here's Thursday. So yeah, a little all the way to next weekend. So I think those are more average normal temperatures. So, boring. From China. No, it's whoever that. So that's about it, man. We're kind of in a little lull. It's always kind of a lull. Long range, I see people always sharing long range models, and man, they get you every time. There's just really nothing showing up in the next 10 days. I mean, like I said, next week it could be interesting. This could be a little frontal line next Friday. We could keep an eye on this. This is, a week away, long way away, but could be a little energy associated with that. We can take a look at Friday. Just kind of see maybe if there's any sort of mid-level tilt that we got to worry about. Hey, it could be a little stormy. That's interesting. That's interesting. This is next Friday. Could be a little stormy action across the south. This is the Euro 500. Interesting. That's interesting. So that's, I always like to look ahead. That's the best thing I love about our little TV daily. Oh, there's 700. So this map is cool because what it shows you they call it the velocity. It's kind of just the sheer instability in the different levels. 500, 700 is a little more surface. But you can see that kind of works its way across the upper Gulf here Thursday. This is the Euro, But it's worth talking about because the GFS and Canadian others are showing this dip in it. That's a really low dip. I wonder if it's been showing up. See, it's just so hard. Well, there's yesterday's run too. Interesting. Well, there you go. We'll talk about that. That could be what's next as far as severe weather goes. That's a really interesting dip in the 500. This is next Friday. Wow. Right here. Usually we don't see them stay that far south. Could be stormy Friday, Saturday. Starting Thursday. Tom, what's up, buddy? Yeah, weather's never boring. Valerie Bauer, good morning. What's up, Miss Stephanie Stokes? Fire pits are great. Chris, Northeast, well, I didn't see anything. Well, you got your normal stuff. So this week's pretty quiet. I mean, there's really, we got this little bit of pop here over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. So this little area, unfortunately, right here, Saturday and Sunday is going to be iffy on weather. But none of it really hits the Northeast. There's really no snow. The same pop that we're seeing Sunday, Monday might make its way up through a little more Northeast. Is that same energy for over the weekend that could pop itself? Maybe a little bit of wintry weather Sunday into Monday. But as far as like noteworthy events, I guess this whole thing we're watching down here could spawn some wintry weather into next week. So this is the area that I think that might be interesting as what's next. Every time we get these little lulls, something's brewing. Something's kicking. Definitely something, maybe kicking for next week to watch. So let's see if we got any jet stream. Look at that. You can kind of see that crazy dip here. Look at that. That's a lot of... So yeah, man, we might have some severe weather. Let's see what the SPC said. They were talking about something. I didn't really read it too much, but let's see. And they don't go out that far, really. Late next week. There's some severe threat may exist over late next week. Highly dependent on moisture. No, they're basically saying anything that far out is questionable right now. But I say Thursday and Friday, maybe Friday and Saturday up here. Could be some stuff brewing. Stuff brewing. Joel Harrison. If Jim Cantor is in your town, time to panic. Claudia, I did read one estimated predicted 15% below normal. Forget the name of the company. We are heading towards El Nino. Not a lot of chit chat about this yet, but we definitely are on that path to El Nino. I'm going to show you a couple things here. Let's look at some outlooks here. So we were at 3 years of La Nina. A lot of discussion. 2021, 20 was the most active season ever. 21 was the third most active season. Last year was a little more average. They expected a lot more, obviously, activity last year than we got. A lot of the discussion is based on the fact that we have not had a lot of three year in a row La Nina summers. So that's been a lot of the discussion is maybe the third year La Nina doesn't do what a first year La Nina does, if that makes sense. So anyway, and it's all based on the temperatures in the Pacific. So they're definitely expecting red is El Nino forecast probability. And as you can see, as we get into, this is August, February, March. Wait a minute. January, February, March, April. I couldn't remember my months. I had to start back at J. January, February, March, April, May, June, July. But as you can see, the uptick is there on red, which is El Nino. So I'm really not. I've really lost my relationship with La Nina and El Nino forecasting. I have lost my hype on that because a couple things. I'll tell you here in a little bit. Kevin, how you doing, man? You're in Oldsmar too, buddy? What's Upper Tampa Bay Bog? What the heck is that? 5 miles east of Oldsmar. That'd be towards ABC. Corrine, I'm not really sure if El Nino is causing the storms out there or not. Tell you the truth, I'd be lying if I said I did. But let me show you this graphic that I put together. This is my presentation. My new one. See, new graphs, new stuff. Look at that. Only tropical store. Look at that. Everything's new. I got so much new stuff for my ABC people. I cannot wait. One of these days I'll do it. All right. So let's look at this. So this is looking into my new presentation for 2023, which will be given on the ship. Thank you, Rose. Good morning, Oleta Webb. Is that how you say your name, Oleta? That's a cool name. Ah, Kevin, I know where you're at. Hey, Carrie Adams. Yeah, I was a little. It's funny you say that, Carrie Adams, because I knew I was sharing a lot of weather maps for tonight, but we got down to 46 here this morning. I don't think it's still only 64, 59% humidity, dew point 49 degrees. That's probably why it feels chilly. But yeah, it's still cold. But here's a graphic, and kind of read it. But when we're in La Nina, that's my dog snorting. He's having a good time right now. When we're in La Nina, they measure a section of the Pacific. I don't know exactly where it's at or what it's called scientifically, but they measure a portion of the Pacific. And these numbers right here they have a flat set average temperature. And this little box, when that temperature is warmer than normal, once it's more than I don't know if it's Fahrenheit or Celsius, but anyway, when it's 0.5 warmer than normal, that's a warmer Pacific, that yields El Nino. Yeah. And when that little section is cooler than normal, 0.5 below the normal number, then the water in the Pacific is cooler, causing La Nina. So, we're leaning toward a warmer Pacific. Warmer Pacific is the bottom right because it's more warm and wet, more storms in the Pacific. And that creates, in theory, more wind shear through the Caribbean and southeast. That's the theory. Which creates less hurricanes, because when you have wind shear, storms have a hard time developing. That's the theory. However, I did a little digging, Red Bull time. Hey, thank you, Jennifer Wheeler. Sounds like a country song. Big wheels rolling. So I did a little digging. 2004. That was the birth year of Mike's Weather Page. We had 4 hurricanes in Florida that year, remember? What was interesting about that year was I boxed August, September, October right here. So we technically, in 2004, were in El Nino, which meant we should have had fewer hurricanes. But in 2004, we had Charlie, Francis, Gene, and was it Ivan? Can't remember now. 2017, we had Irma. Irma was in a blue, meaning La Nina, meaning more hurricanes. Irma came across the whole Atlantic. We haven't seen one of those in a long time. That storm almost got formed off of Africa, and it came across. And a lot of that is because we were in La Nina, meaning low wind shear, blue. Here comes 2018, though. Now we're back to red, meaning El Nino. Shouldn't have any hurricanes, right? But we had Michael. Then 2021, here's our active years. Blue is La Nina. Obviously, all of the peak season months were blue, which is La Nina. I should change the color of these graphs. 100%. I'm going to change La Nina to blue and El Nino to red so I can coincide this little chart. So, bottom line, I'm not getting all wrapped up in this El Nino, La Nina stuff. It might control numbers, but it only takes one, right? Michael was in a El Nino year, and 2004 was in a El Nino year when the media hype, which includes me sometimes, says we're going to have a slow season. So, I think the story last few years has been it only takes one. Don't care about how many storms we got. Bye. Taking the boys to the... Yeah.
Okay.
You want to pick up your sister? Oh, never mind. Bye. Yeah, Stephanie Stokes. I forgot about Florence. Totally correct about Florence. Totally forgot. I need to change that graphic too. So I got 3 things on this map I need to change. 18 was Michael, and when was Harvey? 17 was it? So anyway, that's the big point that Ivan it was. Yep. So I fell into the trap this year too. La Nina, we're gonna have an active season, and there's a lot more going on than just this. So this year was a weird year. So here's Florence. Well, I don't want to show you my whole thing, but Florence was a weird storm. It it did things that it wasn't supposed to do. It was in cold water. It was a Category 4 in the open Atlantic back when it was under 78, 79 degrees of water. Should be 80. Most of the spaghetti models had it recurving. It was around a lot of dust, a lot of dry air, a lot of wind shear, but yet it formed to be a Category 4 in the far Atlantic. Oh, it was 2018. You're right. I got it right there. Well, I knew you're right. I'm just saying I got it wrote down here. El Nino. Oh, and I posted El Nino conditions. So there's a storm that had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things against it. Well, the wind shear is part of El Nino. And the thing that always bugs me about we don't have a lot of people watching, so I can just show you. Can't remember where it's at now. Only category. So here's oh God, I can't ever close that thing when I'm working. Messaging challenges. So my frustration with the Florence was when it was a 4 out in the Atlantic. It was on top of the news. Everybody was covering it. It was all over. Oh my God, Category 4 out in the open Atlantic. Oh my God. Well, then it started weakening. Every headline: Florence downgraded. Florence downgraded. Only a 1. So I swear the media just stopped hyping it. Turned out to cost $24 billion because it was a massive flooding event. And it seemed like the media really loves wins. If it doesn't have the wins, it doesn't get the coverage. So I put this together. I'm trying to use my local Bay News 9 graphic, give them some love here. Of course, a fascinating tidbit with the Charlie Jean storms versus Nicole and Ian, almost the exact same tracks, exactly 43 days apart. One was in 04, one was in 22. But the point of this graphic was the fact that everybody focuses on landfall, which was bad, obviously. Tornado warnings I thought was really interesting to show. Shows you that counterclockwise spin and how many tornado warnings Florida got on the east side of the storm, which is normal. But it just kind of shows you how far away from the center we had tornado warnings, way far away from the center. Secondly was this rainfall. And when Nicole exited the state, or Ian exited the state, it was only a tropical storm. It didn't hit hurricane again until way out in the Atlantic. So when Ian exited the state, it was still a tropical storm. And when Nicole approached our state, it technically was a hurricane for a brief moment. But all the damage was done as it approached, which was technically only 70-mile-an-hour hurricane or tropical storm. But the winds, I got to do a better graphic. I don't like that graphic. But the winds coming in on Nicole, the north side of the storm, as it spun counterclockwise. And then Ian, as it exited the state, counterclockwise flow, right? So the winds came in off the Atlantic and went north of center. And both were technically tropical storms when they did all the damage on the East Coast. Little tidbit there. So, all right, enough of that slide. But El Nino, La Nino tidbits. So anyway, Harvey 17. Thank you, Gail. Yep, I thought it was too. Yeah, Harvey was when we watched Jeff Petrowski in his blue shed. Remember when he was storm chasing? The blue shed, he was underneath a car wash. Yeah. Good point, Kevin. You can't, Charlie was a Category 4, and so was Ian. But the storm surge in Ian was twice as much as it was during Charlie. Charlie was a smaller storm, faster moving storm, hit during low tide, and it was a totally different animal, you know. That's why a lot of people, I think, when they were comparing Charlie to Ian early on, a lot of the locals probably thought, Charlie was, he bit my finger, Charlie. Oh God, my credit, what the hell's going on now? Why would that? My daughter, I swear. Living the good life. All right, so anyway, that's about it. 10 o'clock, we talked a lot, a little hurricane stuff. Thank you, Reed, Gail. So yeah, so my thinking is this. I mean, I don't really know. If we look back at history, when we had El Nino, Florida was active, 2004 and 18. But like I said, it only takes one, right? So, all right. So cool weather tonight. We showed that. Heavy rains out west. Got that covered. Unfortunately, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, some are going to get rain through the weekend. That's a bummer. Only rain happening other than California is Upper Gulf this weekend. And as you know, how do you like the little picture of Hunter? In fact, this is showing up on our 81819. Well, today's 6, 7, 8. Yeah, well, it's showing 8 and 9, but it starts tomorrow. Heavy rain across the Upper Gulf. You can always look at the surface charts and get an idea of what's coming. So tomorrow, there's your little weak frontal line that's pushing some moisture out ahead of it. So there's tomorrow's frontal line. There's your rains tomorrow. Sunday, there's your frontal line. And it could bring some wintry weather with it to the northeast. Mixed precipitation. So there is going to be a little chance of some wintry stuff later Sunday into Monday. And there's our low off the coast. Now, next Friday is what's got me really interested. And you can start to see it on their surface charts here. This is Thursday, this is Friday. So that is interesting to me. I think that we might be talking about storms next Friday, maybe even Thursday for the Upper Gulf. I do believe. Let's see here. We can look at. Man, I woke up with freaking not pink eye, but my eye was draining this morning a little bit. I haven't had that in years. I've always had problems with my eyes. I gotta stop wearing contacts so much. All right, here's. All right, so here's next Friday. All right. So that's kind of what we're going to be watching. This next Thursday, there's our low dipping south. There's a blocking high to the north. So this thing is going to try to make its way. This is simulated satellite. But we could see some storms, man. Again, next Thursday right here. And they might make their way down across the southeast here into Florida and the East Coast. So that'll be kind of something to watch. I don't think the K index goes out that far. Yeah, they do. But, I mean, there's definitely showing storm potential next week. And just leave it there. I don't like to forecast more than that 10 days out, but it is interesting. Keep an eye on it. Definitely keep an eye on the southeast here Thursday, Friday next week. Interesting. Thunder snow. All right. Well, we're heading south. Emily's got a little softball camp, so we'll be down in Fort Myers. And, yeah. All right. Cool. Kiss my grits. Oh, there are a lot of oscillations, Mr. Tim. Good morning, Mike Sherman. Oh, my God. We just talked about that. Man, I've seen some videos out west, Mike, of some famous piers destroyed. Some coastal towns just took a pounding. Kind of what we see in the Northeast sometimes. We saw out west yesterday. And there's multiple rounds on the way. There's a couple more coming incoming. So the 7-day rain map does not look really good for you guys out there in California, Oregon. Let's zoom in a little closer to some totals on the euro. Oh, so here's your 10-day rain map. I mean, we're talking anything purple's 10 inches plus. So we could see pockets of rain, man, across all these coastal areas. 10 inches, 10 inches, 10 inches, 12 inches, 18 inches. Mountains are getting some serious snow. Flip it over to snowfall. Oh my God, that's like unbelievable. 78 inches of snow. 128 max inches of snow. 114 inches of snow. What that, 10 feet? I don't even know. I mean, it's the mountains, obviously, but so we got rain, obviously, here, and then, of course, an inch of rain is what, 10 inches of snow or something like that? I don't even know. Something like that. But, man, that's nuts. Look at that. Incredible. I mean, whatever, even the GFS is showing 60, 70 inches of snow over the elevation here. Anyway. That's feet. Storm surge, Hurricane Gene. I remember that Hurricane Gene storm surge. I really was not very weather. I built the website, but I didn't know much. I didn't know anything. I still don't know anything, but I didn't know anything then. I just fake it now. Ho! All right, cool beans. Well, I have to take care of a credit card that Emily must have just tried to use, and it came up as spam. So I have to fix that. And that's it, man. Well, hope everybody has a great Friday. It's going to be a lot of fires this weekend. Got me an original Bud Light seltzer pack. I hate all these new fruity colors. Just back to the basics. I was so excited ABC had the originals in stock. So I'm taking those, and it's like an old, like a security blanket, right? The originals are my fave. So yeah, and then we'll just chill out. have a great day. And have a great weekend. Right? All right. We'll see everybody. We'll be live Monday for sure. And we'll keep this Monday, Wednesday, Friday thing rolling. I got a week off here in the end of January that I do every year, so I won't be live for a few days. And then we slowly get things going back up again. Daytona's looking pretty exciting with our race car, the Xfinity race with Furman and OSR and Coastal Claims. 3 of our longtime supporters of our page jumping on board. Furman going to be the title sponsor of the race car, and got Mike's weather page on it. And we're going to be over Daytona for the week, and we're going to be doing a storm preparedness car. The state of Florida's helping, and they're going to be in attendance, and a lot of cool stuff for Speed Weeks. So if you live in the area and you're a race fan, make sure you stay tuned to what we got cooking for Daytona. So we'll be sharing that news soon. No TikTok tonight, Mike. Maybe. All right, I gotta go. See y'all. Bye-bye. Oh, I didn't comb my hair today.